superstitious writings on the wall.
Hi guys, how's it going? This is just about the review, I suppose, of the results of the Kogan Black Edition Action Cam. I have written down some notes, but there'll be two following videos, one in 1080 and the other one in 720 at 60 frames. To start off with, I had a look on the net to see if other people complained about anything. A couple of people complained about the waterproof housing leaking, but honestly, wouldn't you stick the housing in a bath or something and test it before you put the camera inside it, just in case? But I'm not going to use it in water, but it's like I said, it's what other people have said, so I just sort of let you know. The battery life, some people complained about the battery being loose and the camera turning off partway through filming. Other people complained about the battery not charging at all. The only complaint I have is that I drove for over an hour and I got an hour and a bit of footage before I turned the camera off, and the battery was getting a bit low. Now it might have lasted another, I don't know, maybe it lasted another 20 minutes or whatever, but having said that, I only charged it the week before and it's been sitting for like 4 or 5 days before it got used, so it wasn't as if I just took it off the charger and then went out and used it. So maybe I should have done that anyway, but that's the only problem I had there. The button on the top, you got two buttons, one's for camera, one's for video. It's supposed to have one beep for on, two beeps for off. Well, I can tell you that it doesn't beep for on, but it does do the two beeps for off, and that makes it really hard because you push the button and it makes a noise, but it's not a beep, and you're going, is it on? Right, and there's a little red light that flashes on the back of the camera that tells you when you're recording, but when you're out in bright light and stuff, that's very hard to see because you're looking through the waterproof housing as well. So it's a little bit frustrating, and it sort of takes a bit of you know, you're not really sure of yourself whether it's on and off. And so same goes for the remote control that comes with it for your wrist. To set that up, you have to actually take the battery out of it, hold down the camera button, put the battery back in, and then it sequences and frequencies with the camera, so it doesn't get mixed up with anyone else's camera. So I haven't done that yet, but I was thinking, well, if you had your camera mounted outside your car, say, and then you're pushing the button on your remote control wrist thing, are you really sure it's on, or are you just wasting your time? Like, so as far as remote control goes, I don't know if I'd even use that function on it. Anyway, the sound is terrible in the housing. You'll see on the first video after this, when I talk in the car, I didn't put any music or nothing over top. I just left it with audio as it recorded it. Didn't increase it, didn't decrease it. So you'll find that the audio is pretty shocking. When I'm in the car, I'm talking at normal speaking level in the car, and it didn't pick it up very well at all. So but what do you expect for being in a watertight housing, I guess. So on a motorbike, it'll probably pick up the sound of the bike fine. On a drag car, it'll probably pick up the sound fine. Just in a quiet car, when you're actually just talking, no. So, but outside the housing, it's got excellent sound. So, but the only downfall there is that it doesn't have any mounts to mount the to anything. So you just got to hang on to it, which is a little bit silly, because you might have noticed also in the first video I was showing the plugs in the side for the USB and stuff, and there was a little round plug, I didn't know what it was for. That's actually for another microphone. You can plug a mic in there. And I thought, well, wouldn't it have been better if they would have incorporated a hole in the housing or something to waterproof, so you could actually put a external microphone in it when you're not using it underwater, so you can get good sound. I don't know. You could probably drill holes in the case. I don't know. It's if you were going to put it in water. The output, I had it just at whatever it came out of the box, which is actually MP4, but you can get a choice of I think it's WMA something or other as well, but I just left it at the factory settings because, like, you know, as you do, you get out of the box, you just leave it and just try to use it. When I did the 1080 and I put it in my video maker, which I can't think what brand of video maker it was, it wouldn't go into Windows Movie Maker at all, wouldn't open. It said there was a codec issue, but the Movie Maker program I've got, it went into that, but the sound was out of sync with the picture. Even in the preview part where you edit it, you'd play a bit, and the more it played, the more the sound got out. But then you stopped it or paused it, and then waited for a few seconds and started it, and then it was in sync again. So what I did was I didn't worry about the sound. All I did was I edited the picture to what I wanted, and then turned it into a, you know, made it into the movie with the Movie Maker. But when it came out, it was all in sync again, so it actually corrected itself. It's because when it comes to the 720 at 60 frames, when I played that in the preview of my Movie Maker, that actually played in slow motion, so which made it awfully hard to try to edit, because when you stopped at a spot to edit or paused it and started again, it actually skip a few frames like it'd be in a different spot. But once again, at 720, that wouldn't open in Windows Media Player either, or Windows Movie Maker I should say. But like I said, there is other formats, so WMA I think. So whether I try one of those, it's not a big issue. But the thing was, I wanted to show the quality in 720 at normal speed, like, and then at slow motion to show the quality, I should say. But with my movie program, to do even like 10 seconds of slow-mo, it took like 2 minutes just to render 10 seconds of slow-mo, which I don't know, just doesn't seem right to me, but it seems a bit slow. But anyway, and then to turn, like, say a 3-minute whole clip into an AVI, like high def or 720 AVI, yeah, it was like an hour and a half or something. It's yeah, but I guess it is a large format when you're doing like HD or 720. So that's about the only bad points. Now the good points: it's cheap. The camera was cheap, 136 bucks. Comes with all the mounts. The mounts work good. The suction cap one I actually had on the windscreen, more towards the passenger side. Didn't have a lot of vibration in it. The camera's got anti-vibration, but I don't think it works that good. But you've got the option of doing the you can set the camera for upside down, so that means you can actually mount it upside down in the car, and so you can have the suction cup right up the top of the windscreen, then the camera underneath it facing out, which is handy because then you can just reach over and push the button on the bottom of it. But yeah, not like the wife and I, who drove around for nearly 2 hours the other week thinking the camera was on when it wasn't, so we filmed nothing for 2 hours. Anyway, yeah, but so as far as what you see, that's this is how it's come out the box. I haven't changed any settings. I haven't stuffed around with anything, even though there's plenty of settings in there to play with. There's a picture setting. It's got landscape, night, day, sand and snow, but I just have it on auto, because, you know, I don't know if that affects the video or affects the photographs on it, but the low light situations, I did sort of video inside the house with one single little piddly light globe, and plus I got yellow walls, so it come out a bit funny, but that was very low light. Now as far as photos go, I took some photos. I'll put it on the end of this video. You can do up to 12 megapixel photos. The photos come out good, but they've got a fish-eyed appearance, more so than the video, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the camera's on auto. It's just the way it is, but it's would you really be using it for taking photographs? I don't think so. Would you really be using it anything but an action cam? I don't think so. I don't own a HD TV or a HD monitor on my computer, so as far as the quality goes, it looks fine to me. It'll probably look better on a HD. God, I could scare the crap out of you, dog. What are you doing? Anyway, what? Yeah, so that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to say. So, on a whole, would I buy a Kogan camera? Well, I did. Am I going to use it? Yeah, hell yeah.